President Trump addressing the growing immigration crisis on the southern border, signing an executive action aimed at keeping families who cross the border together.
We're signing an executive order I consider to be a very important executive order. It's about keeping families together while at the same time being sure that we have a very powerful, very strong border, and border security will be equal, if not greater, than previously. So we're going to have strong, very strong borders, but we're going to keep the families together.
This situation now turns to Congress. House Speaker Paul Ryan and Freedom Caucus Chairman Mark Meadows were seen arguing on the House floor yesterday ahead of today's votes. Joining me right now is Newt Gingrich. He is former Speaker of the House and author of the new book, Trump's America. Newt, good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, it's good to be with you.
Well, what a situation.
Quite a busy week.
It really is. Republicans, do they have any chance of passing legislation out of the House, or is this divide way too big on immigration?
Well, it may be too big, in which case they may be able to pass something. I was up in the House yesterday talking to various people. It'll be very close, I think. But one of the two bills they're bringing up might pass. But let me just say, if they don't pass anything, what they should do is come back with a very narrowly drawn bill that both keeps families together, allows for inspection in terms of exploiting children through sexual trafficking, which is a big part of this, allows for discrimination against, for example, MS-13 gang members who may be classified as children, but they're in fact the killers who were 15, 16, 17 years old. And finally, it should not go beyond this one issue. The House ought to pass it and then, frankly, challenge Senator Chuck Schumer, who's been blocking things, and say, are the Democrats really going to block legally fixing the specific problem of keeping children with their families? And I think it'll put the Democrats in a very difficult position.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the other day, you heard Chuck Schumer say, look, Mr. President, this is your problem. You deal with it. You know, and even with the president's action, Democrats are doubling down on their attacks. Watch this.
Reportedly, he tries to solve the problem he has created by simply detaining parents and children together indefinitely while they await trial. There's no if they're parents. I don't think this solves our problem.
Good thing. But indefinite family detention is not a solution to the problem. There is no way that we can, in my mind, humanely, indefinitely detain families as they go through their asylum process. So, look,
these pictures of kids in cages, Newt, is exactly what the Democrats wanted to see going into the midterm elections. Is it too late for the president to actually fix this at this point?
Well, I mean, first of all, this is June, so the answer is no. But second, what's their solution? The drug cartels are deliberately bringing people north. The Mexican government is facilitating people coming out of Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras. We've had an enormous increase in the number of people trying to penetrate the United States border. Now, some Democrats are for open borders. You know, 25 million people want to come in. That's terrific for them because they have zero understanding of the importance of American civilization and the importance of our country being coherent. But no country in the world can take open-ended, continuous migration. You're seeing a tremendous reaction in Europe about this now. It's going to get stronger. And I would just suggest, you know, the president's tried to follow a path that says we're going to be humane about the children, but we're not going to open the border to continuous illegal immigration. That's a very important national choice. The American people want the border open, and they want to have millions of people come in illegally. They ought to vote Democrat because that's what the Democrats stand for.
Yeah, I mean, do you see the Democrats coming to the negotiating table, or are they viewing this issue, the immigration problem, as their winning issue for 2018? Karl Rove out with an op-ed in the Journal this morning titled, Make 2018 About Taxes, Not About Migration. At this point, they're going to be holding on to this going into the election. I know you say it's only June, but still, what does the president and the administration need to do to fight that?
Well, I mean, first of all, the Democrats introduced a bill in the Senate that is crazy. That was written very badly by somebody who apparently didn't look at it in detail. They got every single Democrat senator to sign on to it. So every senator who's up for re-election in a red state in Missouri, in Indiana, in North Dakota, in West Virginia. They've all co-sponsored a bill which basically would allow open-ended immigration. The way the bill's written is so badly done that the Democratic bill in the Senate, and I think you're going to see every Republican candidate go after their Democratic opponent as favoring open-ended immigration anywhere in the country at any time, and I think that it is going to be a dead loser for the Democrats. Second, I think actually there'll be two issues this fall. There'll be the economy, where Trump is going to win big, and there's going to be health care, where the Republicans have to explain that what they're actually doing, what Secretary Azar is doing, is very smart, is going to move towards better health coverage, lower cost, whether you're talking about prescription drugs, or you're talking about transparency for hospital and doctor and medical device costs. I think they're moving in the right direction, but they don't explain it very well. If Republicans can explain health correctly as an alternative to government-run systems, and at the same time, Republicans can point out the scale of economic growth, we may have the best year in over a decade. Certainly dramatically better than anything Obama saw. Yeah. If you have the lowest black unemployment in history, you ought to be able to campaign on that and have a real impact.
You would think so, but at this point, this immigration story seems to be taking the oxygen out of the room. And then there's yeah.
No, but look, that's the elite media. The elite media sits around basically and says, okay, Trump is really winning in North Korea. What can we do to embarrass him?
You're right.
They bring up a story which, frankly, Barack Obama did. They didn't scream about Obama, but now's a chance to try it. The Republicans just have to blow past this and get back to talking about the economy and health care.
Yeah, well, you're right about the mainstream media.